Hi everyone, welcome back to another Fresh Look Friday. I'm Laura, and today I will be talking about some young adult fiction books. One thing that I've noticed, a lot of young adult fiction books like to take place in school, specifically boarding schools. So all of my books today are a variety of different genres, but they all have a setting in a boarding school. And I'm going to start with this one. So this is the first book in a trilogy. The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. Shades of London is the trilogy name. I love Maureen Johnson. Truly Devious is another boarding school book that she has. It's a series, and it's very mysterious. And this one is also a little mysterious, a little bit of paranormal as well. So this takes place in London. Rory is our main character. She's from Louisiana, and she is now going to boarding school in London. And as soon as she gets to school, a Jack the Ripper copycat murder starts taking place. So there's these murders all over town, very close to her school, in fact, recreating Jack the Ripper's famous murders. And Rory gets involved, as main characters often do. She gets involved because she is one of the only witnesses, a key witness. But the catch is she's the only one that can see this particular person. So as I said, there's paranormal elements in this. It's a lot of mystery. There's a touch of romance. It's got a lot of things going on. I really, really enjoyed it. I've read all 3 books. Highly recommend The Name of the Star. Then I have the Chandler Legacies. This is definitely a realistic fiction. Super, super loved this book. Multiple voices. All of these different people are at school. There's Beth, Bronson, Spence, Ramin, and Freddie. They are all from different walks of life, and they've all been recruited to the Circle, which is this exclusive writing group on campus. Very few people get invitations, but often wonderful things happen if you have been involved in the Circle. This is a story about friendship. It's also a story about when adults in your life don't necessarily do the things you think and maybe can't be trusted, where you feel betrayed. There's a lot going on. There's a little mystery, but I would say it's mostly realistic fiction and about friendship. And there's everyone is different. There's someone to identify with in each of these characters. You will find some element that you will see yourself in. And I personally like reading stories like that, where you see yourself reflected. The Chandler Legacies. Then we definitely take a different turn. So this is Redemption Prep. It takes place in the mid-90s, and it is a dark and twisty story. All of the characters and all of the narrators are super unreliable and kind of unlikable, I think. And there's definitely people out there that like reading unreliable narrator books, where you never know if you can trust them, if what they're saying or doing is true, or if they're just completely lying to the reader. And that's, I think, what drew me in. Like, I just didn't know what to believe, and I just had to keep reading to figure out what was going on. So the plot is Emma. She is one of the main characters, and she goes missing from Redemption Prep one evening at Mass. And so all the people involved in her life, all these different kids, start questioning things and trying to figure out where she is. There's Evan, who lives across the hall from her, who is basically Emma's stalker. Her roommate and best friend is very concerned. Her boyfriend doesn't know what's going on. There's lots of different people involved. And then there's this drug scandal going on. But the biggest questioning thing about Redemption Prep is that no one knows about it, right? You get recruited by the teachers to go to Redemption Prep. Emma had no idea this school existed, and she got recruited. They don't have to pay a thing. There's no tuition at Redemption Prep. They're looking for very smart, very talented kids. Someone speaks 12 languages. Someone invented this thing. Another one another one beat chess on the computer. So there's a very specific talent that each of these kids have to get recruited to Redemption Prep. So as the story unfolds, there's secrets revealed, and you start to wonder, what is this school? And who runs it? And what are they doing? So there's like two mysteries here. The Emma is missing, and then the school and all of its secrets. Like I said, dark and twisty, unreliable narrators. You don't really know what's going on, and you just need to find out. Redemption Prep. Then we're going to turn to more of like a true crime documentary type feel. This is called Very Bad People. It's by Kit Frick. And I really enjoyed this, listened to it, went through it really fast. Our main character is Calliope. She and her sisters went through this trauma when they were younger. They were in their minivan with their mom, and their mom drove the van into the lake. They're not sure exactly what happened. They were all very young. Her youngest sister was a baby. She was only like 8 or 9, and her other sister is a year younger than her. The girls all survived, but the mom did not. And no one really knows what happened, what caused the accident, if her mom did it on purpose, if she swerved out of the way, if there was an accident. No one knows. And she's kind of lived her whole life that way. And she's struggling. And so she decides to go to the boarding school that her mom went to when she was a teenager. Her sister doesn't go with her. She goes by herself to Tipton Academy. And there she gets recruited by a secret society. Secret societies and boarding schools go hand in hand, right? And she becomes a ghost, part of this secret society. And the ghost's main purpose is to make social change through what people call pranks, but the ghosts call larks. And they do different protests, different things to really bring attention to things that should be changed on campus and in their world. She's very excited to finally belong, but then she sees someone that she remembers, but she doesn't know how. And she's convinced herself that this person that she sees was in the van when her mom died. So she needs to figure out who this man is and figure out the connection and unlock her memories. While all of this is happening, to figure out what her mom is doing, some very bad things are happening with the ghosts, the secret society. There's some accusing of teachers of doing bad things that are not okay. And the ghosts want to make it some ghosts want to make it their mission to bring these people down. It definitely felt to me like a true crime documentary as I was reading it. Highly recommend Very Bad People. This last one, I kind of snuck in. It's not quite a boarding school book, but it was so good, I really needed to tell you about it. It's called Dread Nation. So this is the first book. I cannot wait to read the second book. It's like, ugh. And it's like definitely a mashup of genres. So it's historical fiction. It's like a Western, but it's also a zombie novel, right? So our main character, Jane, goes to a boarding school. So there is a boarding school in it. It just doesn't take place the whole time. Miss Preston's. So let me set up this world for you. The Battle of Gettysburg during the Civil War, right? Everything is going as we have learned in history, but then the dead rise and they turn into zombies and start attacking everyone. So the Civil War kind of fizzles at that point, right? And now it's the war against the dead. And this book takes place decades after that. And Jane has grown up in a world of zombies, and schools have popped up all over the United States that train Black boys and girls, mostly girls, on how to fight zombies, because that is their job now. They aren't slaves, they're zombie fighters. So Jane goes to Miss Preston's school. She learns how to fight and kill zombies, and she thinks that her destiny is to like go serve a wealthy white family and be their like zombie protector, right? But that is not how this goes. There is a twist. She and another student from Miss Preston's end up getting shipped out west to a town that is not as it seems. It's advertised as being safe. It is not. So if you like survival stories, historical fiction at all, zombies, definitely check out Dread Nation. That's all I have for you this week. There are a couple honorable mentions that I don't have time for. Looking for Alaska by John Green is a great boarding school novel. The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau-Banks by E. Lockhart, another really awesome boarding school novel with a secret society twist as well. Well, that's all I have. I will see you next time. Bye.